Alright everybody, there's a couple things going on in Destiny this week that I kind of want to talk about and what you may want to be doing if you have the time this week to do so. So of course this week we do finally have the Crota challenge available to do on Master for the very first time, meaning you can go ahead and complete the Conquest by Virtue Triumph, and for most people that would be the last triumph they need in order to complete the seal for the Crota's End raid, which is the Swordbearer seal. Really cool title. And this week you can finally go ahead and obtain it. Now that is assuming that you have already gotten every other triumph done for the Swordbearer seal already, including the Featherlight triumph for the first encounter. That one can be pretty tricky. And the other thing that you can do this week that is pretty useful is we have the Ghost mission available for the weekly campaign mission for the Witch Queen. Now, I've talked a bit about this mission in the past, but this mission is very fast, even on Master Mode, allowing you to farm up a lot of those precious oranges, or as they are called in-game, Ascendant alloys. Those are the main two headlines we're going to be talking about in this video. Before we dive further into both of these topics, I gotta let you guys know, if you ever want to get your games in the DLC for a cheaper price, you know where to go. That is Instant Gaming. Top link in the description, along with a free monthly game giveaway that they do. That'll be in the second link towards the top of the description. Okay, so let's briefly go ahead and talk about the Ghost mission and how you can use it to farm up those juicy Ascendant alloys, tangerines, oranges, whatever you call them. This is a great week to go ahead and farm them up. Especially nowadays, in this season in particular, we had the new Titan Banner of War Strand aspect introduced. And let me tell you, my boy, Banner of War makes running through this mission on Master Mode even quicker. The background gameplay that you are seeing is just me and one of my buddies, so just two of us, knocking these out in about 9 minutes or less every time. I streamed me and my buddy farming this mission for about like 3 hours or so over on my Twitch channel, which I'm going to start streaming over there more often now. If you want to go ahead and give it a little peek, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, stop by twitch.tv/KWREE, you know what I'm saying? All right. And we did not have a single run of the mission go over 10 minutes with just two of us on Master. And on Master difficulty, I'm pretty sure that the Ascendant alloys have about a 60% drop rate. So you could farm up 3 or even 4 of these Ascendant alloys in 1 hour just by playing the odds. If you're lucky, you could probably get up to 5 or 6. Now, I would definitely consider this situation in this environment a perfect spot opportunity for you to not have to run a primary if you don't want to. You can totally get away with just running double special throughout the entire time you're doing this. And if you are on Banner of War like me and my buddy are, I got you with the easy setup, my guy. I'm not calling this a build or anything, but here we go. So you could definitely obviously have your 1-2 punch shotgun. I have 2 on just because, hey, sometimes swapping between the pellets is pretty nice. Honestly, the Swordbreaker on the Strand Titan is really nice with Pugilist because of the Cursed Thrall explosion. Any kills that you get with the Cursed Thrall origin trait will proc Pugilist, which is very useful, especially because that's going to be happening a lot on a Titan with Synthoceps. Your Tractor Cannon is going to be how you stun the Overload champions instantly, and you have Shackles for the occasional Unstoppable champion that'll spawn in, but easy collapse. You're dealing with mostly Overloads, your Tractor Cannon's got that on lockdown. Obviously, Banner of War, combine that with Into the Fray for some Woven Mail action. While you have Woven Mail, your melee generation is increased. We like that. Also, put on Thread of Fury to get more melee energy. Then your other fragments don't matter too much. Definitely have on Thread of Warding, however, because you want Woven Mail as often as you can. Thread of Generation is never a bad option. I just have Thread of Transmutation on as well. You could probably swap that out for Thread of Propagation if you wanted to. And then here are all of my armor mods that I'm using in case you're curious. They don't matter too much, but if you want to copy it, hey man, do your thing. From the artifact, I will say there are a couple mods at least worth mentioning. Thanatotic Titles can be useful if you are using the Swordbreaker shotgun, and you can probably slot on Refreshing pickups or Communal pickups as well. Like I said, down a build breakdown, but this setup absolutely makes running through the Ghost mission this week super fast. Alright, so now I went ahead and gave you guys the setup to go ahead and dump all over the mission. Get your alloys as fast as you can. Even with 2 people, you can run through these really quick. And if you have 3 people, it's going to be even quicker. Definitely go ahead and take advantage of this while it's up for the week because, hey man, we always need more Ascendant alloys, and they did increase the actual limit that you can hold. The max is now 30 up from 10, which is definitely a W and will keep you a little bit busy throughout the week, even if you're only doing it like an hour a day for the week. Don't miss out on it. Now, let us segue over to the Master Crota section of the video. Alright, so just in case you don't know what the actual Crota challenge is, the Crota challenge is break Crota's shield within 3 seconds of it being damaged. So you're basically going to want to take all of your sword bearers up to Crota at the same time. Since it's master mode, you probably want to play it safe and go for 3 sword bearers. You could probably squeak it out with 2, but 3 is definitely the safer play. Everybody get ready for damage. Tractor Crota. Drop the well maybe a little bit early for the sword bearers so they don't get smacked. And then have the sword bearers start wailing at the same time. And it should be good to go. Now, granted, it's not as simple as that because you also probably going to have an oversoul unless you're just built different and you want to face them on master mode, which if you do, I don't know why you're even watching this video, but I appreciate it anyways. The only thing that's really stopping you is if somebody goes a little bit early or Crota is not chilling out, because if he smacks one of your sword bearers away and the shield doesn't break, challenge failed, retry. However, as long as you guys have some good timing, start hitting Crota at the same time, you'll breeze through the challenge portion of this pretty easily. Now, still, defeating Crota on master mode, it's not absurdly difficult, but it's not the easiest thing to do in the world. This week, the modifiers that we're going to have, or at least the ones I want to mention to you, are the surges. Of course, we still have Strand Surge, but this week it is Solar Week, okay? You also have Overcharged Fusion Rifle as well, which is always good because we love fusion rifles around here. But that means your heavy weapon, i.e. your sword, it's going to have to be solar. So your best option is probably going to be Lament. Now you're seeing in the background gameplay that we have a few Banner of War Titans, Strand Surge, Banner of War. Hey, it's pretty nutty. As we know, Banner of War is basically Well of Radiance just on wheels. And since this challenge requires you guys to down the shield in such a quick amount of time, staying alive is going to be the biggest, I guess you could say, challenge outside of just downing Crota and defeating Crota while still doing the challenge. So having a few Titans is not a bad idea. Of course, some Well of Radiances help as well, but having some Banner of War banners being around just constantly proccing heal pulses along with a lot of access to Woven Mail could be very useful and can definitely help out. You could also keep it simple, go old school and just use Solar Titan if you are on Titan and you don't want to use Banner of War. Solar Titan, we all know how good that is. Along with having healing grenades from the Solar subclass is also really useful when changing out the Chalice. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. And since you will be on master mode, remember those ogres that spawn in the middle are unstoppable ogres. So having some sort of way to deal with unstops is going to be required. I'm just going to recommend using Unstoppable Fusion Rifle and keep it simple. Fusion Rifles are really good anyways. It's Overcharged Fusion Rifle. Might as well use a Fusion Rifle. Everything is pointing you to use a Fusion Rifle in this specific encounter this week. And of course, you're also still going to want to make sure you keep an eye on those boomers because they're going to hurt. So make sure you get rid of them even quicker than you would on normal mode. The challenge could definitely be a little bit finicky, but as long as you guys are playing it safe, you go up there with all your sword bearers ready at the same time, you're not going to have any problem with the actual challenge. And because it is Solar and Strand Surge, you could definitely two-phase this guy even on master mode. Hell, you could probably even one-phase this guy on master mode with the likes of just Golden Gun chaining because it's Solar Surge. It could definitely be easier on Arc Week just because everybody uses MATREXX, and MATREXX is just so free and easy to use against Crota with Surrounded. However, since it's not Arc Week, we got to adapt a little bit. But even so, you can go ahead and optimize a little bit. Just match your weapons with the Solar or Strand Surge for the free damage buff, along with some surges on your boots to crank it up even more. As nowadays, the activity surges from a master content activity and your boot surges, they stack. I don't know when they changed it, because I could have sworn they used to not, but they definitely do nowadays. And if you've been doing your master challenge each week, this is the last one that you have to do to complete the Conquest by Virtue Triumph for your raid seal. And to be honest, the Master Crota weapons look really, really good. Just saying. Those golden weapons. Mwah! But that is going to go ahead and wrap up the video. We have a great Ascendant Alloy farm this week and the ability to finish off your Crota raid seal, the Sword Bearer title. Let me know what you're going to be doing this week down in the comments below. Thank you for watching the video. Remember, if you ever want to get your games into the DLC for a cheaper price, hit up Instant Gaming. Top 2 links in the description. You guys be safe. Take care. Consider subscribing. And we'll see you in the next one.